What up, Wheel of Time fans? Hello, it's Darth checking back in with you. Okay, so let's make some predictions for this finale, right? Christmas Eve finale, technically going to come out at 7 on the 23rd for those of you living in the East Coast of the U.S., or, 6-5 for other time zones in the U.S., but in any case, we got this Christmas Eve episode dropping for Greenwich Mean Time, and it's the finale of Season 1 of The Wheel of Time. There's going to be a lot to talk about afterwards, of course, but we'll get there. And you guys are still waiting on my deep dive on Episode 7, which is going to require me to get to see it again. I hate to say that this holiday season, combined with, I think, a little bit of where the show's going not being what I had hoped for, altogether it's kind of made it tougher on me to make videos quite as regularly. But again, we'll get there later. For now, let's talk about what is going to happen in Episode 8. So Moiraine and Rand ran off together. The rest of the party seems to be chasing them. I assume Loial will come with them, though I didn't see him in the last one. I don't know, maybe he'll stay behind. Maybe he's just out for the season now. But I would like to see Loial. I think, I'm not going to talk about book spoilers here. If Rand is the Dragon Reborn, which we got that montage of what it looked like he was channeling, so it would be a pretty gross fake out for him to not be, since we know the Dragon Reborn is a powerful channeler, But if he is the Dragon Reborn, I expect them to show us a bit of what that means in this episode. So I would anticipate that we'll see some cool shit. And if he's not, then I suppose we will probably get the reveal of who the real one is. Because this fake out can't last for too long, surely. So we'll have to see which way it goes there. I will say that in addition to expecting that, Lan and Nynaeve slept together in the last episode, so I expect there to be some sort of fight or rift driven between Lan and Moiraine, or maybe Lan and Nynaeve. He's going to be pulled in different directions is what I'm saying, because now he's got this internal conflict of who's he loyal to, right? Unless it was a one-off fling, but I don't think that's the case. That doesn't feel like what they've set it up to be. Perrin and Nynaeve Perrin and Egwene are with the group as well. If one of them is the Dragon Reborn, like I said, I expect that to be revealed here. But if not, if it is Rand, then I guess it could be Nynaeve, of course, but I'm very focused on her love drama right now. But if one of them is the Dragon Reborn, I expect that to pop up. Otherwise, one of the things the show has done very little of, which I wanted a lot of, is world building. So I would really love it if they would spend a lot of time on what the Blight is and what kinds of terrors and perils there are in this place. I definitely want to see some of the spooky, creepy badness of the Blight in this episode. But I don't have much hope that will last very long. I suspect that they'll be in the Blight, and then through the Blight, and then out of the Blight. And that'll be that. And I hope I'm wrong. But given the way that the Ways got treated, and a lot of other places, I don't have a ton of hope there. I will say, though, it looked like it was a practical set. That kind of helps me feel like it could happen. But in any case, I guess I am predicting that we don't get a ton of Blight, but I want a lot of the Blight. There's got to be some sort of fake out in this. Like, you don't end your first season on... we have Moiraine leading Rand, ostensibly the Dragon Reborn, to fight the Dark One. If he beats the Dark One in the first book, do we have 13 books of fallout from that? And, like, what does that mean? And you know, the politicking of cleaning up the blight and destroying all the Myrddraal and Fades, and that would be interesting, but I don't think that's the way it's going. But I do feel like there's some sort of fake out going on here. There's definitely misinformation and information that we as viewers of the show do not know. So I'm very curious to see what is portrayed there and what kind of twist happens. I don't know what the twist is going to be, and it's not a prediction to say there's going to be a twist. That's not a surprise to anybody. I do have one more here. I think we saw a Myrddraal fight Tom, and Tom kind of disappeared. I don't know if he's alive or dead. But they didn't show him die on screen, so I'm hopeful, because I liked that guy. But we've been told how badass a swordsman Lan is. I want to see Lan fight a Fade. I want to see what one of those fuckers that's like in the shadows and shit, what they do whenever they got a sword in their hands, and what he does. I just want a really solid fight scene there. Kind of like the end of the first episode of The Witcher. That would be awesome. Just a big fight. I also think, because it was hinted at, I suspect that we might meet a Forsaken in this episode. I don't know that for sure, but that would be really cool. And let me see if I have one more in me here. One more prediction. Hopefully a couple of these pan out. It'd make it a really cool episode if they did. Okay, for the book readers out there, I hope that Bella gets name dropped again. They probably can't take their horses in the blight the way that it looks, though. So maybe that won't happen. I don't know. We'll see. I got a couple of other things, but it's for book readers only. So if you are a show watcher but not a book reader, I'm going to talk about some stuff that I'm informed on from the books here. So I'll see you next time. And if you're still here, that makes you a book reader, hopefully. So, okay. I think that we're not going to see Agenor, Bethamel, or Someshta in this episode. That would be the Green Man. I suspect that we don't do that. I suspect that we will get the Seal of the Dark One's prison and the Horn of Valir and the Dragon Banner as a result of this. And the misdirection I was talking about here, Moiraine thinks she's leading somebody to the last battle. I suspect that we find out what the Eye of the World is, and that it's not the last battle, and that Ishamael has just done a much better job over the past few thousand years of confusing the prophecies and obfuscating what these people are supposed to do, which is both handy because A, it makes the Forsaken look more competent, and B, you can get rid of a lot of prophecy if you go, well, we don't know what they mean. We don't know if they'll be right or wrong. And that will help avoid some really tough writing decisions in the future for these writers who aren't at Robert Jordan's level when it comes to foreshadowing and planning out a series. He was the master. That's not a critique of them to say, oh, you don't do foreshadowing as well as Robert Jordan. I mean, come on now. You're at your grandma's house and you go, yeah, you know Gordon Ramsay. So, it's going to be a fun episode, folks. We're going to have a good time on this, and all criticisms of the show aside, I'm excited for this thing. I look forward to it, and I'll see you guys next time.